Good morning, folks. It's now late April. I'm back here at Shawnee Prairie, hoping to take another bird walk with y'all. So we're going to go out and see what we can find. We are getting closer and closer to that peak migration season, which is just around the bend here, the first week of May or so. Migration is underway. We are already seeing some, but soon we will be inundated with brand new species moving through on a daily basis. So we're going to go out today and see what we can find. So come for bird walk with me. Let's go. So I haven't been able to get eyes on it yet, but we have our first wood thrush of the season, a relative to the robin and to the hermit thrush we saw in our previous video. The wood thrush has one of the most musical and agreeable sounds and songs in the forest, especially this time of year. You can hear that almost flute-like sound up there. This American goldfinch is sitting at the top of the tree with a cheery spring song for us. So one of our most common blackbirds, the common grackle. These guys are often overlooked as not being very showy, but as you can see here in the sun, that iridescent head is quite unique. By far one of the least creative names, the black and white warbler, is interesting in that it travels up a tree similar to a nuthatch, but not down. While last week we saw a flicker that was looking for food within a cavity, this female is clearly excavating her nest hole and making sure things are just right. Relatively common warbler, the palm warbler, is unique in that they have that rusty little patch on their head and that tail bob. So this is really exciting. This SORA is rarely seen. Often you can hear them, but finding them can be quite difficult as they tend to stay hidden amongst the reeds. So this is a really cool find. Very secretive bird, the SORA. Just really cool. So you can see now that even as I'm walking along here, the bush honeysuckle has really begun to leaf out and it's starting to prohibit some wildflower activity underneath. Pretty soon the trees will also be leafing out, so getting to see these birds is getting a little bit more difficult, and they have a lot more cover now, which is both good for them and difficult for us. They are capable of moving quite quickly and darting behind leaves, and they seem to be very good at just always placing themselves just behind that leaf so that I can't get a good photo or look at them. So don't get discouraged if you go out on your own hike. Stick with it. You'll get some good looks at them. By far one of my favorite warblers, the prothonotary, is just a really cool one to see anywhere, the bold colors on him. Keep an eye out for this really cool warbler in wet woods or swampy areas. First VIREO I have seen for this year happens to also be my favorite. The blue-headed VIREO, I just love how he looks like he has glasses on. So tangled in this thicket here is a house wren. These guys will be around all summer. They have one of the many calls that are kind of the sound of summer. And we're always super excited as bird watchers to see the first one of the year. And then later on in the year, we kind of hope they be a little bit quieter. The sound of a gray catbird. If you ever are out walking on the trails and I think you may have just heard a cat meow, it's quite possible it's this mimic gray catbird. One of 3 mimics we have around here: the brown thrasher, mockingbird, and gray catbird. So thanks for going on bird walk with me today. Very end of April. Super cool birds. I'm super excited about that Prothonotary and that SORA. I mean, those are just fantastic birds to have just about anywhere, but to get them here at Shawnee Prairie and to able to get some footage to show you guys all at home just makes me super happy. So thankfully the camera cooperated. Thankfully the birds hunt out long enough that I get a little bit of footage, and hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time on our next bird walk. Be safe.